we usually run meditation, a longer meditation retreat, maybe 3 times a year. But particularly the meditation retreat they held in the monastery, Zhuangyang Monastery, is almost like twice a year. Okay, even though a lot of people still always ask me a question, are you going to teach the same thing? So then I always say, yes, I'm going to teach the same thing. But perhaps this year, because I think maybe the time is about to be doing better, so that's why when you arrived, so they do, I think I asked them to ask you a question. Was it the first time you do this meditation for the whole retreat for the first time, or beyond, more than the first time, maybe second time and third time? So that's why we have to separate this Q&A in different groups. Because during the Q&A, is one of the very important, actually for the meditation retreat, is to ask questions. And in that Q&A, when there's old students and the new students, so maybe, so we're going to have much more instruction for the old students, for the further practice. Not only that, actually, maybe even during the last, in this retreat, the last few days, so we are going to have, I think, much more retreat, perhaps mostly emphasis on how you can use this method, the force of light-abiding method, to meditate on the great compassion, as well as how you can use the method to do the insight meditation. But but for the beginner, you have to still have to practice the force of light-abiding properly. Okay, it's not just because I say so. It is because actually the Buddhist texts always remind us to do so. Okay, you must have the very good foundation on this method, for the force of light-abiding meditation. In order to encourage you, I need to say a few things first. Like I myself believe that you pick up the right time to celebrate your Thanksgiving Day. Okay, because of course in American culture, this is in this weekend, Thanksgiving Day is a time to to be grateful when the people have been suffering and been still accepted by the Indian, American Indian here. Even though later on, I don't think they did really a good job for them. So it's not my business at the moment. I'm not going to address that issue. Every time when I think about that, I do feel a little bit pity for. When I say pity, means sorry for the people who are really, at first, so hospitality, show the hospitality to the so-called foreigners, but later on they are the one be kicked away and become a foreigner. But anyway, I think from a Buddhist perspective, this is a day, I guess, why I say it's important for the Thanksgiving. This will be the day, you are learning something, a meditation. It's not just because you learn meditation, improving your health, or even maybe the one that I usually say, that improving your mental health. I don't know how many people recognize that's very important. However, at least it's a day you also started to learn how you can be a happy person, and be a happy person not because I tell you so how you should be a happy person, but be a happy person that how you can do it to be a happy person. So I think everybody, if they are mature enough, they certainly understand that when you can know how to be a happier person to yourself, certainly you can give other people happiness. Okay, and I don't know if I'm the president of America. Of course, that's not possible. I don't have that kind of merit. But if I'm the president of America, I certainly would think that's the most important thing. If everyone knows how they can take care of themselves, then they know how to take care of their family, right? And when they know how to take care of family, then they know how to take care of the society, the environment, and even we all come from a different background, different education, different races, different country, different nations. So we live in America here. So, and we also learned how to live together. We have different ideas, but we can live together with our different ideas because we love each other, we care each other, and then we respect each other, right? Those are the very important concepts in the society, and actually from the small society like your group, your family, your friends, your relatives, to the bigger society like a state, a country, right? Maybe even to the world. Then of course, then if American people know how to take care of themselves, then certainly they also somehow they would not with the anger towards the other neighbor countries or other countries as well. Then American actually would become one of the most amicable, right? Amicable country, and will be one of the luckiest, the happiest nation in the world. Okay. Now I'm talking something like a president, even though I'm not. Okay. But and this is I'm saying this. I don't really actually from the day I become a monk, even though I try to, but I don't really appreciate very much about dogmatic. The reason is because from my background, I came from a kind of ethics family, no religious family, and then shift to the monastic, so-called theistic religion, and then from the theistic religion, and then to another tradition of the Buddhism, and from there also, then I was forced. I have to use the word forced because it's not that I want to choose to do so. I choose to do so. I was forced to do so, to live in the different countries. And actually those things help me very much to value what is the most important in the life. It's not how much I think I read about Buddhism and how much I study about Buddhism and how much I can use my logical to argue about Buddhism, or how much I think I am better because I have a better teacher, or because I have a better skill of what. No, that wasn't really, because I think I was fortunate, even though I suffered a lot from the past, but I think I was fortunate to recognize that what is the main thing about Buddhism. As I just mentioned, actually the main thing about Buddhism, you should be able to find something that really can touch your heart, okay? And then that always you could, whenever you have suffering, whenever you are not happy, whenever you face problem, that's something you can always rely on. Okay? I'm not asking you to rely on a Buddha statue, so you cannot carry the big Buddha statue with you all the time. And then I'm not asking to just only rely on any persons, any teachers. But they are important, of course. They can be your guidance. They can be the one to point you the light, the direction. But it is the Dharma. That means, in other words, the truth. So, or the realities that you can, touch upon it. Today, actually, I'm also very touched by someone who come to talk to me, because I think some people who come to do meditation here, besides they like to back here to do meditation, they also, we get the chance to meet each other in a way. So and then someone come to talk to me during the meditation, saying about the experience of meditation. So what they found out is one thing. I think I need to share it with you before we start to talk about a method. Is of course we always like to think in that way. Oh, I am a good Buddhist. Oh, I might be a Buddhist, or I might not be, but I wanted to be like a good Buddhist. So how faithful I could be, when the people ask me, what is the most important in your life? So of course people will give you the answer. Something I know when in the past, even some people who study Buddhism for a long time, then they would like to tell you, what is the most important in my life is Buddhism, is the Dharma, right? But think about that. When there's something problem happen to them, do they remember Dharma? No. So they only remember anger. They only remember delusion. They only remember these attachments, right? And as I always say, if somebody keeps something in front of you, $5, you say, I'm a good Buddhist. You see, when I look at the $5, I don't have attachment. I say, yeah, that's true. $2,000. I look at $2,000, I might have a little temptation, but I still no attachment. But that person, if they don't practice meditation, they don't know. They just think, when I look at $2,000, I don't have attachment to. Actually, he does a little bit. He was thinking, should I take that $2,000? Nobody know. If I take it, no. But no. But then what about $20,000? Temptation is much more. Okay, $20,000 is maybe nothing for a rich man, you know. If you ask the most rich people who are here doing meditation, what? $2,000? I just don't care. I'm not going to take that. So, but what about $2 million, right? Now, that really is a temptation. So, I want to say this because that today somebody told me that, you know, even in the past, we like to think in that way, you know, we want to, you know, learn Buddhism, and then we are good Buddhists, and then we are so good that if people threat our life, and we will say, no problem. If I have Buddhism, I'm fine. I don't have a problem. But that saying is easy. If you don't believe that, just think about when there's something happen, what is in your mind, right? But people don't always want to live in fantasy. They say, no, nothing is in my mind. When there's something happen, I still think about Buddhism. Really? Okay, I don't need to give an answer, you know the answer. But now, these people, they're really nice. They told me that now after the long time of practice, actually not so long, until here maybe only half year, I guess, or maybe a year or half year. So because they work very hard. And then now they definitely almost come to a point because they understand one thing. If they don't really learn about meditation, don't really learn about basically mean Buddhism, or here I want to say easier way to say like a meditation in a better, correct way, so their life will be what? Miserable. Okay, maybe now it's miserable, but next life will be more miserable and more miserable, because at least this life they learn meditation. They think they can somehow solve the problem. Somehow, I don't mean all, totally. Somehow solve the problem, but in the next life, there will be. You can never know. So they recognize this is actually it's much, much, much more important than anything else in the world. Okay. Now, up to what kind of point? Up to the point that if people using a knife, put in here and say, if you say you love Buddhism, I'm going to cut your throat off. And then they will still say, I want Buddhism. The diet is fine. Diet is fine. Can all of you do that? I don't know. So this is a point to let you know how important when you do a practice. Okay? Did I ask you to do so? And then shall we, in certain cult, in Buddhism, a certain cult, they will say, in order to prove that you can do that, to tell you somebody going to receive you, like in America, remember 20 years or 30 years ago, right? A group of people, because they believe the alien come to take them, so they have to go to a place, and unfortunately so, and all people committed suicide. I don't know whether they're willing to do so. That's a completely different story. So the story here generally means it is one of the actually important things for you to come to learn the meditation, to know better about yourself, and then most important actually to learn how to forgive yourself, how to love yourself, and also in return, how to love the others and forgive the others. And those are the very simple term, but it's very important in our life. Okay, we will have to talk about what we're going to do every day, but so far I will stop here. We just start to talk about a little practice. And few things I need to say, maybe the first few days when you come to practice, you have to get used to many things, the bed you sleep, right? And then if you never really sleep with lots of people, like in a common place, might be a little bit difficult. So don't worry about those things. You have to get a few days to get used to it. After 2 or 3 days, definitely you're doing fine. Okay. And the other thing is also, this is how our human body and how our human mind is about. When you come to a new place, you always perhaps find something you're not used to. But always have to remember, something is new to you, perhaps sometimes it's good for you, because you don't have to be attached to what you always, the way that you get used to. Remember about that, If you can let that be away, if you're not worried about that, I think then your mind can settle down much easier, and then the meditation will not be very difficult for you. The other thing is that when you learn meditation, you might have learned other methods before, and or maybe the similar method before. But I still, unless you have your reason, then during the Q&A, okay, you can report to me. Otherwise, I would suggest mean, since you're here, might be very long, 7 days, 8 days, but actually if you look at your life, it's not very long, okay? So I would suggest you just try to use the method we are teaching and try to, if you really have problem, of course, difficulty, you can, write a paper or you can ask in the Q&A. In between the time, if you have any questions, forget about it, okay? You have many battles in your mind, forget about it. So, and just imagine that we are learning swimming, okay? Maybe your friends, or maybe you are really a very good theory about swimming theory, but you never learn how to swim. So we are just swimming and learn, since you are in here, learning how to swim, and just think that you are enjoying the swimming. You might be learning the swimming slower than the other person. No matter, you're swimming, right? You're learning, you're doing it. So only that you never know, because do not believe that the best person who swim is because they start with a good result. No, that wasn't true. A lot of people who at the end become the best swimmer is because actually they start very slow also, right? But for that, I don't also mean when you start with the good, doesn't mean that you cannot be a best, okay? But you can be a best swimmer also. But ultimately, the result is also if you can persistent, can be humble, can just keep on working on the swimming, you definitely will get it, okay? So that's the main point. Okay. We're supposed to do the sitting meditation from 10 past 8. Then I will give you 10 minutes break, before we start the 10 past 8 meditation. Here I will just explain certain thing about the sitting posture and the walking posture also. Well, unless you really have the knee problem or some other problem, whatever reasons, I would suggest you, if you can, sit on the floor first. After some time, you find that you really find it's very difficult for you to cope with sitting on the floor, then you can choose to sit on the bench. But unfortunately, because the sit on the bench, what about you? Why don't you just come and sit down here? So, so because we should try to reserve the seat for the bench for the people, I guess. Yeah. And unless you really find that sitting on the bench is, you really find that you need to sit on a bench, but we don't have much sit on the bench. I mean, you can, there's no fixed seat for people who sit on the bench unless the first or second seat there, because we still have to reserve 2 seats, one for the Bande and then another 2 seats for the monk in case they want to sit on a bench. Okay. And what else I need to say? Okay, for the sitting posture, firstly, I would maybe start to talk about sitting, okay? So you can sit any way you like, except there's a tradition in Buddhism, they don't like people, the feet facing to the Buddha. Even though I don't have that strong opinion, but I would suggest you try not to, but if you really feel you need to, so not all the time, you do so. Otherwise, it's more important is when you sit on the floor or learning how to sit, to do sitting meditation, is you can just sit comfortably. All right, you can sit like the full lotus, you can sit like a half lotus, or you can sit any posture the way you like. I maybe just demonstrate few of them to you so that there's not only just one way of sitting, but there's so many other ways of sitting. Okay. Say that if you want to do the full lotus, I know there are certain people might start to say, okay, you have to sit this way and that way. No, we don't. As far as the full lotus, if you feel comfortable, you can do whatever, which leg to what, so-called the name called the diamond sitting, or the so-called the lotus sitting. Okay. Now, of course, usually if you train to want to sit a full lotus and half lotus, certainly you have to first train to sit like a half lotus, right? You just keep one leg, up on the on the 1 feet on the lap. Okay. Now, and then also try to use there's in between, there's a space, so the other feet you can just keep it in between of your feet. Okay, that's called like the half lotus. But you can do it on the left side, left foot on the right lap, or the right foot on the left lap. You know what I'm saying? So either the way. But normally you train 1 foot first, and then you train the other foot. Okay. Normally that's what you do. So you get, when you feel a little uncomfortable with 1 foot, and then you change other foot. Okay. Now, the same way for the full lotus, only after when you get used to that, and then you find that whenever you sit, your knee almost like drop down, almost like drop down. It's not like this. So that means you actually are much more relaxed, and then of course you can do the full lotus. You know what I mean by full lotus is just the half, and then you just bend up here. That's like you just bend up, here. That's called like the full lotus, right? But why we have to do the full lotus? Because actually, if you can sit the full lotus, you find yourself can be much more alert. But the problem is, of course, that everybody was worried about is you get pain easily. Okay, but please understand when you do meditation, if you feel the feet pain, you should be very happy about that. Okay, can you? No. Think something positive, when your feet feel pain, and this is all about mind game, right? Actually the game of what does it mean by the mind game? It is all about the game in your mind. Say that I always tell people, say that when your feet start to aching, feel pain, if I tell you, if you're pain, you're very healthy, you actually meditation improve so much, what do? You love it, okay? Until really that you cannot bear, and then you start to move the leg, right? Then you know that you lost your game. However, at least you love it at the beginning. But if I tell you, when you feel pain, it means your health is so bad, and then what happened? And then you're the bad meditator, because if you feel pain, if a good meditator, you shouldn't feel the pain, and what happened with you? So when the feet start to get aching, so you might be really dislike it, and you think that you are a loser, you cannot meditate well. Okay. Anyway, do remember when the feet feel something, maybe even the physical body of the feet, first accept it. It is common to everybody. Okay. All right. Second, if the pain still persists, and then you have to think that it's good for your physical body. Is it true? I think so, and I believe it. Okay, if you ask me, and I don't want to explain my time. I don't want to take a long time to explain that now. So, and you can only just imagine maybe one thing is you can imagine one thing, that when your feet is pain, it's just like people doing a massage. Okay. If people who have been done massage before, they understand that. When the people are really so-called acupuncture point massage. So usually it's quite painful. Have you ever done it? Anyone here? No? Yeah, it's quite painful, right? Yeah. Good, thank you. So like that, and then what you have to do so that the massager can do a better massage for you is only when you relax, the better they can do the better the massage, right? Okay, so just remember that. And if the pain still persists to you, you need to use your mental power, like you're the warrior. Okay, I don't care. I'm strong. Fight. Okay. Only that time. Don't fight at the beginning. If you fight at the beginning, you get hatred. Fight here. You have kind of soft mind. No, I can do it. You have to be confident. Actually, the fight here means you have to learn how to be very self-reliant, and then also be confident. Okay, so you can do it. Yes, and then you lost again, it's too much. You move your body, and then you change your posture. Say that, now I'm so pain now, then I change my posture. So then I change my posture. Okay, so here, I don't mean that you have to sit like the full lotus or half lotus. Also, some people, when they do half lotus, they don't really have to keep it up on the lap here, okay? That's the sound going better, okay. No, you can just keep a little bit up here, that's fine, okay? Like on your thigh, not thigh, what do you call this one? the shank, yeah, on your shank. You can keep your feet on your shank. That would be fine. Okay, so otherwise, if you don't want to do the meditation posture, can you hear me? Something wrong with the mouth? Oh, right, okay. Does it drop already? Sorry about that. Okay, so now, but I would suggest you actually when you start, unless you really, sometimes when you feel like you're going drowsy and you feel your mind is wandering too much, and then you can focus on your feet, okay? 10 means you can do half loads of the full loaders. You have 8 days here, or 7 days actually, 8 days here to do so. Actually, you will start to enjoy it, okay? Because it's good for your health, good for your spirit, good for your self-confidence. Why not, right? Okay, so otherwise, if you just start to do meditation, I would suggest you do, if you want to do the half so-called sitting, no loaders, I don't know how to call that, and then you can just sit 1 foot in the back, 1 foot on the back, and then 1 foot in the front, okay? Maybe what you need to do is that you have to open the thigh much more wider, and later you will learn how to do it in physical body. If your physical body sit upright, you will feel quite comfortable, okay? That's one way. You know what I mean? One in the back, one in the front. But you can change. You can change either which is the feet, which is the front, which is the back. Okay. Or some people like to sit. That's what usually I can see is that they do almost like a half cross leg, right? Sitting this way, but they use this leg to, the shank. I think the shank part to support the leg. That's another way of doing it. Now, either some people, because you're going to sit here, meditate for a few days, it might be a little difficult. If you find after some time you still feel sore and you have no patience, must understand this. This is not, actually the ultimate problem is the patience, because the patience is not enough. That's okay. Don't force yourself, because it's overtaking you already. So what you have to do, change your feet, you can put it on the back, okay? 1 foot on the back. You get it now? Okay. And then if you find this, when you change the feet on the back, if you find still the problem, because none of the posture can stay forever, trust me, okay? If you don't believe that, think about yourself. If you sleep on the bed, so comfortable, you lie 8 hours, 10 hours, what happened? This is so pain, then you want to turn that side, right? That's how the human is, okay? Now, so if not, and then you change another feet, okay? If you can do this feet on the back and then other feet on the back. Can you do that? That's also one way of doing it, okay? But of course, sometimes this is very hard to do so. What you have to do is using this cushion, you can like ride in a horse and have one more cushion. This is not enough usually for people, because you need to have a muscle, build up the muscle on time. But if you find that's not enough, you use one more cushion and then you can like ride in a horse, okay? Get it now? Or you can keep the feet not the side, but you can keep the feet on the back, okay? You can sit high up, okay? That's also one way. But otherwise, without this, you can just knee in this way, okay? You get it now? So these all actually are still considered as a sitting posture. Even though the Buddhist text always say the sitting posture is cross-legged, that's Buddha, okay? Don't think that you are Buddha, okay? And beside that, also do not believe that because you can sit cross-legged, you are Buddha, okay? I hope you understand this, okay? Actually, sometimes when you sit this way also, if you want to, you want to get comfortable, sometimes you also can use cushion. You can do this and sitting on it, okay? Get it now? Sitting, you put this cushion just on top of your laps, on your feet, okay? You're kneeling, okay? That is also one way of sitting. So those are the sitting posture. And the last one I want to mention. The last one I want to mention, the posture, is that if you feel whatever posture, but you feel really you need to, you also can sit this. This is also one of the posture, okay? But don't begin to do it this way. Not when you just start meditation, you just do it this. So this is usually we call relaxing posture, meaning you really want to like, your feet relax and then you do. And I see that, which I don't encourage, but I do see that if you really find it really difficult, you can do this way also, okay? Okay, another way I forget is some people do it like a butterfly sitting posture also. So like they keep the 2 feet together. I don't do that. That's why it's very hard for me. And especially when I wear like this. Okay, so you can sit it this way. Then when you start with don't put it too backward and not too forward, but in between. Because the more backward is more difficult, okay? So all right, those are the sitting posture. Do you have any questions? No. So, and then now I hope that helps you to be more, confident about your sitting, because you certainly have many postures to sit. And then as far as you can sit comfortable, then you're doing okay, right? All right, the second, even though you sit comfortable, now the next one is you have to start to learn how to sit upright, okay? To sit upright, actually, to sit upright, people might have a different way. But if it according to Buddhist text and what I understand, the best way to sit upright is that you have to tuck your belly, tuck in your belly. Some people like to tuck in the belly by inhaling. Some people like to tuck in the belly by exhaling, okay? Let's say, I don't ask you to do that. Don't every time come here to meditate like, no sound, okay? I've just exaggerated to let you know. Get it now? I don't want you to come here to sit meditation every time when you start you, no, you don't do this. It's just, anyway, tuck in your belly, either by exhaling or exhaling, and then also you need to keep your pelvic floor, okay? Right, so, do you know what does a keep a pelvic floor mean? Everyone knows that? Hello? No? Okay. I was told to learn to use this word because it's more polite. But I myself, to be honest, if people tell me to use this word, if I learn this word before, if people tell me this word before I know what it is, I never understand what that means by keep the pelvic floor. Actually, the keep the pelvic floor means you have to suck up your anus. That's a very bad word, right? But I have no way to explain. So you have to be like, keep your the little hole tight. Keep your muscle up here. Okay, you know what I mean, right? So keep that, and then also at the same time, or you can do it separate, but the best you do at the same time, keep the pelvic floor and also tuck in your belly, and then you can sit upright. Try now. No problem, right? But don't ask for the perfection now. But you just know that's how it is. You need a little practice, and it takes a little time to build up the muscle over there. When the muscle, just like a feet, when you become relaxed and build up a certain muscle, you can sit longer. But at first, you could just, let them to build up the muscle. You need to practice and practice and practice. Okay. So that's how you keep your body upright. No any other question, I guess. And then now we move to our hands. Usually there's a term called the mudra, mean the hand gestures. But among that, actually the most important is your elbows, okay? You have to feel that your elbows drop. For example, if I want to keep my arms here, I feel the elbows very hard to drop. And I can feel the tense over here, my forearms, right? You can. If you keep it back, too back, you might be doing okay, but you feel the tense over this part, over here, because so you have to put the arms on the place that you feel these two elbows really like pulling down, not any other part, okay? But I cannot tell you exactly where because people have a different length of the arms. So, and then you can sit this way, you can sit this way, you can sit this way, okay? You can sit this way, But the important, you feel the elbows drops, because that's how you can feel your whole arms relaxed. Okay? It's very important in a way. The more you practice, you find it's very important. Because if you keep it this way, you always feel the tense here, and then this tense will pull your shoulder also feel tense. Okay? Right, after that also, when you feel the elbows drops, now you can aware your shoulders now. The shoulders, you see, if you keep your elbows drops, the elbows actually, the dropping, helping you pull these two shoulder drop too. Okay? You will try. This is maybe now become a theory to you only, but at least you try and see. Let's say if you do this way, if your arms put too forward, so you find actually your shoulder, you want to relax your shoulder, you cannot do it. What you can do is only relax become like that, right? I'm saying. So what you have to do is that then if you pull the shoulder backward, and then you feel the elbows drop, and then you can sit still upright, and then the shoulders feel relaxed. Okay? Get it now? All right. So let me see. 1, don't want to sit properly or stable. 2nd, physical body keep erect or upright. And the 3rd is your hands, because that's the one part is very important. Any way you can place your hands, but important is let the elbows drops. That's the 3rd. And the 4th, you have to let your shoulder drops. Okay, I just mentioned already. Okay. Then the 5th one is that how you keep your neck here straight. It's by touch your chin. Okay, touch your chin, then you can keep your neck straight. Okay. Now the 6th one is that you have to close your mouth. And then when you start with, the best thing is that after closing your mouth, lightly clench your teeth. Okay. It's a good habit you learn whenever you want to more focus sometimes. Later when you do meditation, you will learn, you will know that. So you would not have a bad habit, you use your eyebrows. Don't need your eyebrows, but rather you just learn to clench your teeth. Actually, this way of learning is very similar when you learn Kung Fu or when you learn boxing. I'm not asking you to say boxing. You know what I mean? Like, when you really get angry, you don't do this. When you close your mouth and then you let your teeth open, the people punch you, your teeth are gone off. Okay? So always they have to show they are really determined, they clench your teeth. Okay? So anyway, close your mouth, clench your teeth, and then also, especially if you want to sit longer and you find your throat it might be dry, so you have to press your tongue against the palate, okay? Or roll your tongue, either the way. Some people, they cannot press the tongue against the palate, cannot roll the tongue. You can just put the tongue just below the upper teeth, okay? Get it now? Right. Now the last one actually is to keep your head upright. So usually the term we say that is the center of the head is over here, like facing to the heaven. That's what it is. All right, that's how the posture is about for the sitting posture. Do you have any questions? No questions? Okay. Now, of course, when you're doing meditation, we haven't talked what meditation we're doing, but when we start to do sitting meditation, do remember, you might be, don't worry about that, okay? Remember that? Don't worry about that. I will say that again. Some people, they do that because they really care about so much, and then they will just, they always take their time on that. But I don't mean that you cannot change. That's also extreme, okay? If you focus, don't worry, because you're focused. But if you remember, you're aware that you're like that, and don't fight. Some people, they fight. Do I have to change or no changing? Changing, no changing. Changing, no changing, and they get very upset, okay? Be a very decisive person. You want to change? Change it. You don't want to change? Don't change it, okay? Get it now? If maybe in case when you meditate, especially if you're a beginner, if it happens with me or some other people, especially me, could adjust your posture. Don't feel bad also, because I'm not here to say you're bad, okay? Because I just thought you might be a new beginner, just to let you to feel what is a good posture, that's all. You get it now? But ultimately, the most important is your mind, when you can focus, okay? So in order to prevent people might be worried about this and also have a good posture that will be perhaps conducive better for your health. So what I do is that when we start meditate, you adjust your posture, okay? When you finish your meditation, you adjust your posture. So this is how you always, when you start the meditation, while you're ending of the meditation or session of meditation, you change your posture. So then you will pick up this good habit, okay? So in between, while you're doing your meditation, do not really worry about this posture, okay? Get it now. All right. That's it. I maybe give you one more simile. I'm not going to talk that later much. Just like you see, I'm sure people when you go to the classroom, right, or say that we learned reading. Okay, maybe the best to say to learn driving a car. Okay, so he definitely, if say that you start to teach a kid, somebody never see a car, okay, never know what is driving a car, never sit on the car. So what they will do, they'll ask them to sit and tell them, you put your feet here, you put the other feet there, you sit in upright, don't sit this and that. They tell about the posture. But when you're driving the car, you don't look at your posture, you know what I'm saying? Even though your posture is not very nice, but the mentor will correct you only when you finish, to say, next time when you sit, you can sit this is better way, so you can feel more relaxed, and so and so. You know what I'm saying? So because while you're driving the car, you really have to look in the front and focus on that. That's more important. For those people who know how to handle the pen the same way, whenever we start, especially the Chinese kids, I don't know how about in America here, you have to learn how to hold the pen, right, properly. Some teacher is a little bit too much, I guess. So when you hold your pen is incorrect, in my age, in our time, now they don't have that, I guess. They beat you. Wrong, right? When you are like a kindergarten or first year in primary, they kick you. But what is ultimately important is that you might be learning how to hold a pen, but the more important is that maybe when you write, is that you can write fast, write smoothly, and not hurting your physical body. That's all. Okay. All right. I think I have enough. You might be thinking this is a little bit too long for you, but don't forget, when you do meditation, you will know why I say so. Because lots of people will actually still worry about the posture. Not to worry the posture is not easy. Okay. That's why I say this again and again and again. Forget about posture while you're doing meditation if you can. But if you know that you want to change your posture, change it. But if you think that you don't want to change it, then don't change it. Don't fight it. So then disturb your meditation. Okay? Right. The rest of the time, we still have some times, is about walking meditation. The very interesting, 2 days ago, somebody called me and said, I'm not going to attend the meditation this time. And there are people actually registered. So I knew the few people they could not make it because suddenly the family have something, unfortunate thing for them, so they couldn't make it. But there are some people also, at least he called me and to tell me that they don't want to come for the meditation. The reason is very simple, very, very interesting. The reason, and I've been told, because when you look at the timetable, so our timetable is that during the morning meditation, we have half hour, I think 45 minutes, I don't know how long already, of walking meditation, and then 45 minutes of sitting meditation, 45 minutes of walking meditation, and they feel unpleasant about that, Because, and those students, of course, they've been meditate before, and sometimes they like to sit continuously for 2 hours, 3 hours. They didn't want to do walking meditation. Okay? And that's also, this one reason, and you can see how people have a different understanding about walking meditation also. And the other is that when I was in Taiwan, I at least I knew that. The case I knew is some people who are a guy, a man, sit on the front. In Taiwan, everybody has to at least to do the national service. I mean the army service, And now they might be changed, I don't know. But, in those days. So there was one guy, he was sitting there, never move all the time. So for 5 days. Like if he wanted to have a sit for 3 hours, he was there 3 hours. If he wanted to have to be there 2.5 hours, he sit there for 2.5 hours. He moved his body, the feet, pan and this and that, but he never stand up to do walking meditation. Even though I suggested, because I knew there are some people find very difficult to sit in all the time. So I say you should do walking meditation. They never wanted to do so. They never wanted to rely on them. They didn't want to do walking meditation. That's also one reason why at the first 2 days, we forced almost everyone have to do walking meditation, okay? Why? The reason that guy told me is that he didn't want to do walking meditation. He thought, he admit later on, because we know each other we know each other a little bit. So he told me that he didn't want to do walking meditation because he thought that was only for people who cannot sit, okay? You get it now? In other words, when you start to stand up to do walking meditation, you kind of feel like you are not a good meditator, okay? Hello? That's a very important point. I need to say that again. It is not true, okay? Because if you really can do walking meditation well, and maybe I best to say that if a person is the best in good sitting meditation and do not know how to do walking meditation, at least in the tradition I understand, this is almost impossible. Okay? In other words, walking meditation is very, very important. Okay? Why? I just give you 2 or 3 reasons. One, think about this. When your feet really feel pain, you feel very uncomfortable. Of course, if you want to sit, your mind is so strong, you want to still can work on it because you're fighting. In other words, you are still be patient because you practice patience. That's good. But if you're sitting and you feel not happy and you have no way to do about it, of course, then you should be kind of like relax yourself and to do a walking meditation. But however, if you're thinking, if I do walking meditation, I'm not a good meditator, that's a wrong view, okay? That's one thing. Second, to answer other people's questions, when you sit, doing a sitting meditation, but if they find that I want to sit long time, but there's a rule for me, cannot sit now, I have to walk now, and I don't want to, that is also attachment. Get it now? So right. But of course, I agree. If it's the whole retreat, we ask you just to sit 40 minutes and then walk 40 minutes and sit 40 minutes in this technique, that might be good, not good. Because if you can work for this technique, either you can walk long time or sit long time. If you still can focus on your meditation object, of course, that's even better. Okay. Another thing, third, doing walking meditation is very important because it might be looks a little bit rougher itself. However, if you learn how to do walking meditation, you learn how to build up your awareness, okay, and which is helping you a lot. Not just because your meditation in the retreat, not doing meditation in retreat, but you are also helping you whenever you do everything, right? You bow to grabs like this, okay? Want to drink something. So you have to, not like this. My mind is like loosely, oh, what are these people doing? What are these people doing? And, no, you are very mindful, so that's why. You know your hands, how many hands is holding it, maybe 4 hands, maybe 3 hands, right? Maybe 2 hands, you know what I'm saying? You know very well, and how hard you're holding it, and what happened with all your posture. So this requires a mindfulness. So, and then when you open it, right, now you know you're turning it, and actually what finger are doing, and you also know what your mind are wearing, and then whether you have a craving mind because you're so thirsty, I need to drink it right now, okay, or not. So those are the mindfulness. So, but how can you develop this? It's by usually start from your walking meditation. Okay. All right, get it now? All right, of course this walking meditation is not the same as your normal walking, the same way. The sitting meditation is not the normal way of sitting. None of you have never sit before, right? If everybody sit there be enlightenment, then you'll be enlightened already. It's all about the mind, how you look at it, how you understand it. So the same thing about the sitting here. The same for the walking. Now I'm going to talk about walking now. So when you start to do walking meditation, is it Halasu you're going to take it? You're leading it? Are you? I don't know. It's okay. Tomorrow I can say. So when you, before, let's say, I'm sitting, right? And then you hear the first 2 days only, we only do that. The rest of the day is up to you, okay? But only the first 2 days, we do it almost like the group. Because in order to encourage everyone, when you don't feel you like to, you still have to do it because it's good for you. For people who never know what is the benefit from walking meditation, at least they forced to do so. Otherwise, they refuse to do walking meditation. At least this is my experience from my past. People definitely don't want to do walking meditation and they suffer. And when they suffer, and then the meditation is getting worse, and then they start to complain many other things. Okay. All right. Now, how to do walking is, I want to say that again. When you stand up, when you hear the bell running, and you have to feel, now let's say you wake up from your meditation, and then you just started to relax your body, right? And then you want to stand up, you have to know you want to stand up, okay? If you can aware that, that's good. And then, let's say you move your leg first, you know your leg has become this way, your leg becomes that way, and then your hand is touching here. I don't ask you to do the same way. I mean, that's how you feel. And then you want to stand up, you know your hands, right hand, maybe supporting your physical body, like touching on the ground. If you can feel the touching, that's good. If you don't, that's fine. At least you know you're touching on the ground. And then your focus, very important. When you stand up, still focus on your feet, okay? Don't focus there. Don't look at other people. If you look at other people, something you fall. I mean, this is, you might be thinking I'm exaggerated. No. Because when your meditation becomes stronger, your mind go first. That become a very strong power. And then you actually, physical body is just like a puppet, okay, like a string. So if your mind thinking that side, the mind go over there already. So of course your gravity lost your gravity, okay? Okay, you don't have to think about the theory, I just want to say. So, do you remember when your hand up down, you have to focus your feet. When you stand, you have to make sure the feet is there. You will never fall, okay? Okay, get it now? So let's say you walk, even though I'm doing this, I know this, but main thing is focus my feet, then I stand. Okay? And every posture, if you can aware, the best. If you stand up, I'm aware, I'm standing, now I'm standing this way, I relax my shoulder, or I didn't relax my shoulder, or I cannot relax my shoulder, that's fine. But that's what Buddhism calls the wisdom, the understanding, the banya, or prajna in Sanskrit, because you know it. But otherwise you're ignorance, you don't know, okay? You know it, you stand up, say that I want to move, okay? Maybe like this. I stand up already, and in tradition, sometimes we worship the Buddha first. But if you want to, you do. If you don't want, I think you don't have to. But I'm going to explain that later. So anyway, you stand up, and then you turn the right, because I want to walk this way. I know I want to turn to the right, so you turn, right? Then you turn, okay? And then now, say that there's a way you can walk. I start here. There's a way, I don't want to fall down, okay? So, and then the way to walk, you have to start with, usually we start with left foot. I don't know, I start with left foot, depends. But it's not important left or right first. So you have to know this foot is going to walk, and then you have to know this foot is there, right foot is there, left foot is there, right foot is there, left. It sounds very simple. Don't forget, not easy, okay? The difficult is not the left foot and right foot. The difficult is the mind to be just aware the foot. Okay, it's not easy. Now the eyes open only half cast. Usually we say about open only 1/3 of it, because you don't need to look at everything, and don't try not to move your body that much if you want, if you can. So let's say if I walk this, okay, when I turned, so when I stand, I know I stand. Now I need to turn because there's no space for me, whatever reasons. So you have to know, I want to turn the left side. Let's say I want to turn right side. You know your foot is doing this way, right? You want to turn right side again because there's no space to walk. Then you know you have to turn this again. Okay, but if you want to begin with the right foot, fine. Then you know this foot is going. But please remember, when you do walking meditation as a beginner, you just walk as comfortable. You don't have to walk slow, comfortable. Okay. And also, when you walk, you don't do this like, right, left, right, left. Don't do that. This is in Buddhism we call that as a nama. In other words, mean you set the name. This is not true. Those are the fake thing. Okay, left and right, or you can say, à gauche, à droite, to say in French, right? Or you can say, you say, what is this, kiri kanan or kanan kiri in Malay language or what? So actually this is a language only. So don't do that. You have really feel it. This is a foot. This is a one. You know what I'm saying? Okay. No language, but you directly feel which feet is walking. Okay. Understand? You think that's easy? No. When you walk, you will know what I mean. So this is how you start to learn how to perceive the reality, because the reality is walking, but you know this. And if you start to walk longer time, you will start actually to feel your body too. Like you could feel your finger, how you put your finger. Now whether your finger walking is all open or all closed or making a fist. Do you know that? You don't. So that's why it's not easy. And not because of about easy or not easy, it's about awareness. If the more you can aware, you become a different person by that. Okay. All right, that's first step. The second, if you find I can easily aware all these things, and then now you need to aware when you're walking. Let's say this foot stepping, and the other foot is lifting and stepping, and this foot now lifting and stepping. So you have to aware there's a lifting and stepping, lifting and stepping. The same way, I don't ask you to use language. I'm just using the language to describe the thing, right? And then if you can, then try to aware more. There's not only just lifting and stepping, but actually lifting, pulling, stepping, lifting, pulling, stepping, lifting, pulling, stepping, okay? And then you stop. You know you stop. You know you turn right. You know you want to turn right again, turn. In other words, the mind go first, the body go after. Okay? And then now you know you want to walk. You perhaps even know you want to walk up to there, or you want to walk because just follow after people, follow the persons. That's fine, you know. Then you have to aware, you know. Okay? And then now you walk. This is foot walk first, and that would walk. This foot stepping, and that would stepping. Now I need to turn left. So turn left. And also every time I turn, there's a lifting, right? Stepping, lifting, stepping. So that's what I mean by the more you know, the more better. And if you can, keep on, aware more. Do remember first, just to aware your feet. Second, aware the lifting and stepping. The third, aware the lifting, pushing, and stepping. Get it now? Okay. And then again, if you can still aware much more clearly, then you know you're about to lift. You know, you don't lift like this. You're about to lift, right? Your feet, everyone is different. Somebody about to lift is, they are not start with the heel, but they start with the toes. Hardly people do that, I think. They might have people do this. No. But anyway, so I never do that, so I don't know how to do this. So I'm just saying that when you're about to lift, you know about to lift, and then you're lifting, pushing, stepping, fully step. Okay? Because even the stepping, you just step, and then there's a fully step. Just aware this thing. That's enough for your awareness. Okay? There are further, but I don't want to say the further thing now. So far, because when you have 2 days of practice, when you feel your feet, you need to be like take a rest, and then you can go out or go to the Great Buddha Hall to do walking meditation and just practice this way. Okay, when you do walking meditation, I would suggest you as a beginner, if you feel there was lots of things in your head, right? There's 2 ways to do. One way, try to forget about it and just still focused, right? Just still focused, still focused, still focused. You know, by my actually, I'm trying myself. I want to turn this way. I turn, stand, and I want to turn that way. I turn and stand, and I know that it's just lifting and stepping. Still focused. But if you find you cannot, you can stop there a while and just feel you're relaxed. Okay, and then kind of like try to focus because you find very hard to walk and then also to battle with your mind. So, all right, get it now. In other words, some way to do that is that when you have so many worries, many distractions, you can still do walking meditation, but you can just stand there, let your mind stay down a little bit, and then do the walking meditation again. Okay. All right, that's a walking meditation. But I don't mean that doing walking meditation, but for some other people, they maybe can walk very slow. Don't try to. You can, fine, but this is not competition, okay? We don't give you any gift because you walk slow. we have no any mark to mark you because you walk fast or what. No. You just have to walk when you can do. The reason why we walk slow is just it's much easier, at least especially if you are not used to observe so many details on one mind. So that might be slow one will help you, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just so like this. If you can walk slow, you know you're lifting. You know I'm doing pushing and then now complete push. Actually, that time you can know. What I just mentioned is not enough, but those are just a guidance, okay? Because just one feet lift, there are so many actions going on, okay? Right? All right? So that also requires your skill of standing, you know. Imagine, if you don't know how to stand, walk well, when you stand like this, you'll do that, right? But if you used to walk very slow, you know very well how you stand firm. When the feet very slowly, you can stand, you know, like that. That's not easy. Every step you have to be able to stand very slow, but you're not falling. They are not, you know, like this. So, but anyway, and for the health reason, I usually don't care, but I mean, I think it's in order to encourage you. It's very helpful because actually the small muscle, the slower you can do, you're using the smaller muscle, and the smaller muscle, you're exercising the smaller muscle. Okay, I don't need to say much. That's it. All right, we should take a 10 minutes break, and then we can come back here just to do the first night of a little bit of loving kindness meditation and go to bed. And tomorrow we will start a good day. All right, I will see you in 10 minutes time. Okay.